Dan Dixon from DanDixonMusic, and welcome to another episode of the MastoCast. Welcome to episode 109. Hope you're having a lovely weekend if you're listening to this on the Friday that it comes out. And the sun is shining at the moment. It was raining earlier on. It was raining a little earlier on, and I was actually very over the moon to see the rain. To be honest, it was like I was just bringing the washing in because it just started raining, and I was like, oh, this feels great. This is nice bit of rain, but it didn't last all that long to be honest. So the sun's back out, so we're probably going to be getting back into being baked from the heat rays of the sun. So but yeah, there you go. It is how it is really. But yeah. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Thanks anyone who has listened to the previous episode. A lot of chat about that new Love album, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm still playing it on repeat at the moment. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I want to reiterate about the Spanish, not Spanish love songs, the Menzingers album that I had a chat about last week. I didn't really go into it all that much because, at the time, I was a bit like, yeah, it's just another Menzingers album. But now, it's properly got its hooks in me. I haven't... These songs have been stuck on my head all week, Chance Encounters and Better Angels. I've been properly getting into this album. I think it's fucking great, actually. And yeah, all of the choruses and everything has just been getting stuck on my head. It got to the point where I put it on the other day and I was like, actually, all these songs are really good. I want to hear a lot of these next time they tour the UK. So yeah, Everything I Ever Saw is the name of the Menzingers album. So if my review of it last week wasn't good enough, trust me, trust this one instead, because it's way better than how I interpreted it to be. So yeah, the Menzingers, just one of the best, just absolutely one of the best. What have we been up to? On this? Yeah, it's been a bit of a. I'll probably start with some maybe maybe certainly not nicer stuff. I went to a funeral a couple of days ago down in Hartlepool. Up Hartlepool. There, one of my friends from school, unfortunately, she passed away a couple of weeks ago, and it was their funeral, so made it over there for that. It was a lovely service, all that sort of thing, and saw some friends from school who I haven't seen in years, and had a good chat and stuff, and yeah, all that sort of stuff. So I've actually spent a good couple of days in Hartlepool, really, because I could have a drink, and the other main reason really for staying over in Hartlepool was me and Dad were going to go see Jay Buchanan, which happened last night. So I thought, well, pointless me, going to the funeral, going home, and then to come back the next day to Hartlepool, pick my dad up and then go to the gig. Made a bit more sense, just staying the night, having a chill of Hartlepool. Went to the gym and stuff while I was there, and yeah, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it was nice just popping over there for a bit. I was walking around Seaton for a bit, and I kind of had a bit of a trip down memory lane because where the gym was, where I went to, was right near where my first proper job was. So I walked past my old workplace and try to see if there was anything different about it. It got bigger and all that, and I was like, yeah, it's a nice little trip down memory lane. So it's always nice to be back home every now and then. But yeah. But anyways, me and my dad went to see Jay Buchanan last night, as of recording this, and he brought out his first solo album earlier this year, which is called Weapons of Beauty, which is an album that I really do like, even though I'm not really into the whole folksy Western country side of music. I do quite like it. I like at the time, I do quite like it, but I've not visited it that much ever since. Um, on on the run up to the gig, like I started listening to it a bit more, and started appreciating it. And honestly, I was going into it thinking like, oh, it'll probably just be an hour's set, and I was like, okay, yeah, like it'll be an hour's set. Probably get home pretty early. Wasn't the case at all, because also like there was no support act on the tour flyer or anything like that. So my expectations were just completely flipped. Really, I was expecting a good night, um, but what I got really, and my dad feels the same way, a night that I just don't think I'm ever going to forget. From especially someone who was just a singer songwriter by himself on an acoustic guitar telling stories. I always thought, because I was like, I was thinking along the lines of, hello, I'm Jay, you know me from Rival Sons, here's some songs, and maybe one or two covers. And that would be it. I kind of expected it to be that like that, and still like enjoy myself. But what ended up being was just like, well, I'll talk about the support act first. Like, the support act were good. They were canny. Just like these two sisters. They've got this little duo act called Fire in Her Eyes, and it was very sort of Fleetwood Mac-y. Sounded like it would fit somewhere like like they look like they came from like Glastonbury, the town Glastonbury. Like the very sort of kind of looked hippie-ish. Like the guitar had like loads of like waves and stars like painted on the acoustic guitar. There was a bit of like keyboard synthesizer work in there as well. The two sisters like really harmonized beautifully. Like they both got really lovely voices. And yeah, like I said, it sounded very sort of like Stevie Nicks end of like Fleetwood Mac, and yeah, it was pretty canny. It was good. I enjoyed it. They were on for about half an hour or so, and yeah, they had really lovely voices. Like they were full of like tie dye and that sort of stuff, and don't want to label them as hippies or anything like that, but they kind of had that aesthetic, like the very sort of, late 60s, early 70s kind of look, which was, it was really cool. And yeah, they were pretty canny, and it was nice to sort of walk into that, really. Kind of expecting not to be a support act. And, this was a very, very intimate gig as well, because I've seen Rival Sons play many different stages. First time I saw Rival Sons, 2011, opening up for Judas Priest at Newcastle Arena. I've seen them on second and the main stage, Download. I've seen them Newcastle 2 Academies. I've seen the Globe like quite recently in Stockton. Seen them in a few different venues in Leeds. I'm in the double figures with Rival Sons because I think they're a fucking brilliant band, and like there's a lot of shite classic rock band revivalists out there that I'm just not interested at all. But Rival Sons really, really do something for me. The way I'm like, yeah, like they are the real deal. Like like Greta Van Fleet, not bothered about them or anything like that. Rival Sons have always just been the real deal for me. Like, I just think they're a fucking incredible band, and I've always really admired Jay Buchanan as a vocalist. Like, every time I've seen Rival Sons, even when he has admitted on stage that he's had like some throat infection or whatever, like there's been like one or two gigs where I went to where he wasn't feeling very well, but ended up sounding incredible, like genuinely incredible. And yeah, so like this is good. Like this is the first time seeing this singer in like a very small setting like this. So this was at the Wardrobe in Leeds, which I've not been to a lot. To be honest, like, I've been to the Upstairs Bar, which is really nice for a couple of drinks. And the last time I was there was for Frank Turner. He did a like an album release tour, where it was just him playing acoustic guitar, and he had his other mate with him playing like mandolin and stuff. It was for the FTHC album, I believe it was, which came out a few years ago. So yeah, I saw him on that, and it's a nice little venue. It's very small, good beers on tap, a load of Camden like Hell's IPA, stout, all that sort of stuff, and the prices are a little cheaper than your O2 venue gigs. So yeah, that's great, and yeah, it's just a nice venue, and it's very cool opportunity to see someone like Jay Buchanan in such an intimate setting like this. So he came on stage, like he said, right, I'm basically going to be playing you a lot of songs, and I'm going to tell you stories about that, and like if anyone has any questions, let me know. So before he even strum a chord, like he was talking for about 10 minutes, like about how he recorded the album, where he basically isolated himself at a desert. He stayed in like some bunker, and he was just crafting the songs for this album, Weapons of Beauty. And it was just such a wonderful experience. Like that was exactly how it would go. Like he would just tell all these stories about the songs and how they were crafted, his experience collaborating with other musicians, and like talking about his family and how where he grew up from, and like is like, and just like genuinely being really compassionate and like really really opening his heart out to people, talking about like where he was at, like with his mental health wise and how he was feeling and all this sort of stuff, and a bloody funny guy as well. Like had some good stage banter, like he like genuinely like had a good laugh for this gig. Like he was like, because when I see him on stage with Rival Sons, he's he's very much in his game. He is like full on frontman mode, like just wailing all over, and like he would chat with the crowd every now and then, but like he was always just like cool as fuck, and just wanted to like just be in the moment and sing and just rock out. Whereas this time it was just like very very intimate, very beautiful setting. Every song sounded amazing, even though it was just him playing guitar and singing. His voice is just absolutely incredible, and like he did Shooting Stars, which is a Rival Sons track, which is such an incredible song. I absolutely love that one. And he covered Changes by Black Sabbath as well. He made it sound very like sort of countrified. Like it sounded absolutely amazing. Throughout the whole gig, you could hear a pin drop. Like everyone was silent. There was no one chatting or anything like that. Like I was saying this to my dad. Like you could have a microphone in the middle of that venue, press record, and I would have it on vinyl. Like even hearing like people's like chairs creaking and like like maybe a door opening or something like that. Like the atmosphere around me and everything, and just like how intimate it all felt, and just being absolutely jaw dropped by Jay Buchanan and his performances, man. It was so stunning, and just like learning about all these songs, how they were crafted, and like learning about things that I didn't even know about the guy. Like I didn't know that he collaborated with like Massive Attack, and he's actually featured in the new Bruce Springsteen film, and he worked with the director of that film to help him sequence the album and everything, and just his experience in the desert writing the album, and like talking about his family and talking about Rival Sons was just really really awesome. It was just absolutely brilliant. And for me, like it's the next time I listen to this album, which I'm sure will be very very soon, like it would like I think it's just going to give me a completely different perspective of the whole thing, and I might listen to it in a different way because each song that he played, he near enough played the full album live, and they all sounded amazing. They're just absolutely incredible. And he had like this weird instrument as well. I cannot remember for the life of me what it was called. It was a weird name, but it was like this weird old instrument, and it was like one that was sat on his lap. Except, well, at first I thought, oh, it must be like one of them lap steel, like, slidey guitar things. But it was like this weird sort of kind of dull sounding stringed instrument, which I've never heard before. And like hearing that, like that was like really, really cool and interesting, and how like he acquired that instrument and everything. He talked about that. Yeah, like honestly, it was a special night. It was such a special night. Like, yeah, he talked about like the Back to the Beginning concert and all that, and like his experience of that, and like Rival Sons did a world tour with Black Sabbath on the end tour when Black Sabbath were finally calling it a day before the Back to the Beginning thing. I think this was back in 2016, I think, or maybe a bit later. I can't exactly remember. But yeah, like they did this tour, and like there were the support act throughout this whole world tour. It's not like, oh, you have a different one for the UK and Europe or like the US. They were on that whole tour. They were on that whole tour. They like just had like stories about that and everything. It was great. It was just so great, and it was a 2-hour gig. Because I was looking at like the stage times like on the door when I walked in. It was like curfew 11 o'clock, and I was like, there's no way that's how long it's going to be until. I thought it was going to be like 10 o'clock, something like that. But like 2 hours just went like that. Like it just went instantly. I couldn't believe it. Like he might have came on around about 9 o'clock and yeah, just played this beautiful set. Just him and the guitar. The audience having the respect to just like sit and watch and listen and like be part of like the Q&As and all that sort of stuff, and like the stage pattern and everything. It was sublime. It genuinely was. Like I came in with like good expectations, but that was just like, that's a gig I'm not gonna forget. That like it was beautiful. And like the last gig I went to before that was My Chemical Romance at Wembley Stadium, where you're talking, I don't know, 80,000 people probably, and like loads of people around you, chaos on the stage with pyro and all that sort of stuff. And just to sort of scale it right the way down to this venue, which was like probably not maybe less than 100 people, something like that. And yeah, it was a wonderful moment, absolutely wonderful moment. So yeah, if you've not listened, I probably have spoken about the album before, but the album by Jay Buchanan, Weapons of Beauty, is brilliant. So yeah, if you want something nice, kind of Western sounding, acoustic driven, that type of thing, just great, just really, really great. So yeah, that was Jay Buchanan. That was the gig. Went to see Obsession as well at the cinemas. That was really good. Very, very freaky. Highly recommend that. I mean, that's been getting like a lot of good reviews and stuff. Like, it's if you're into like sort of horror with a little bit of comedy. Excuse me, like a lot of cool suspense moments, that sort of thing. I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good. Been playing Pragmatus a lot more, and I'm really enjoying it. So much so that I actually started streaming it recently. Nothing proper or like that. I literally just streamed from the PS5. So I just headset on, no camera or anything. Literally just plug in and play, and that was it. And I was surprised to see a bunch of people coming in the chat. It was lovely, like, and just be like, "Oh my god, you're back streaming! How awesome is this?" And I can't say for certain whether I'm back streaming or not, because, like, look, I haven't got the time to keep doing it consistently. You know what I mean? So if I was to do it properly, I'd have to properly do it properly, if that makes any sense at all. But whilst I was doing it just then on the couch, with a coffee, chatting to people, I really enjoyed it. So I probably will do it again on Saturday night when, because usually I like to stay awake as long as I can before my night shift. So I'll probably do it then. Yeah. So if you listen to this on the Friday comes out, I'll be live on Twitch, Mastodon92. Yeah, twitch.tv/Mastodon92. I'll probably go on, and yeah, I don't know what time, but yeah, I'll be on. I'll see you there. I will see you there. See if I can complete it. I don't know. I'm just a little over halfway through now. Like I'm 52% way through the story, so probably take me about another 4-5 hours potentially. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. More on that when I finish it. So yeah, Pragmata is really good so far. And yeah, what's happened news-wise, really? Avenged Sevenfold, out of nowhere, dropped an EP. They just dropped an EP out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, that's good. I love Avenged Sevenfold. They're great. And a lot of people had mixed opinions on the latest album, Life is But a Dream. I love it. It was my album of the year when that came out. When was it? 2023? Yeah, bloody hell, 3 years ago. When that came out, I was well in on them. I've always been well in on Avenged Sevenfold, but like on that album, I was like, wow, they've gone above and beyond here. Like they've gone out, stretched out of the comfort zone. Like the production's incredible. All of this sort of stuff. Like I was really in on that album, and when I seen that there was this new EP, and I was like, oh great, hopefully it's more of that. And it is more of that, but I think it's a very fucking weird EP. And I can't decide for myself whether it's any good or not. Like, I actually listened to it again before recording, just to sort of try and make my mind up. And there was like the odd moment where I was like, this sounds pretty good. But I think it just deviates too much in this whole electronic Daft Punk thing that they're doing. Like, there's a lot of like vocoder stuff, like a lot of auto-tune, which is, I'm not going to be the one who goes, why is there auto-tune? Why is it meh? Like, they had auto-tune on the last album and vocoders and stuff. Like, it just doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Like, if you can use that as like an instrument and make something musical that would suit the music, then yeah, that's absolutely fine. But it's all over the album. I don't think there's a single bit of like, natural vocal coming from Shadows himself. There's not a lot of guitar. There's the odd solo here and there. It's very Moog synth heavy, and there's a bit of live drums here and there. Some of it is electronic. But yeah, some live drums here and there. It's very interesting, and I wouldn't normally be bothered about this, like, in a way, but I just don't think it has any. I don't think it packs a punch. Yeah, I wish. I wish like it had some punch behind it. Like I had my headphones on. And there's something about this EP where it just sounds a bit dull. Like, I don't mind that Avenged Sevenfold have gone in this route and they're doing some, like, because this obviously isn't like, oh yeah, this is us now. Like, this is just like a little daft EP that they brought out called Statica. And I don't mind that they're, drawing different influences and stuff like that. But I think it just deviates a bit too far from like what Avenged Sevenfold do, and it's just a little bit weird. Like, I think Statica is, like, the title track's okay, but the rest of it, after, like the track before that is kind of like a weird sort of Halloween-y type track that just sounds a bit goofy, and I'm just not really vibing it. Rejoice is, it's got a cool guitar riff in there, but I think it's just a little I think the vocals are a little goofy. Everything about the world, we all rejoice, we all rejoice, we all rejoice. Like, it's just a bit weird. So, yeah, yeah, it's fucking weird, is what I'll say. Whether I like it or not, I don't think I do, to be honest. Nah, I'm not gonna say it's like it's a complete car crash or anything like that. You know, it's just it's an EP. If they made an album of this, I would be a bit like, how well, lads, you know, what you doing here? But yeah, that's Statica, the EP by Avenged Sevenfold. Listen to it if you are interested at all. So yeah, that's happened. Tony Iommi, the godfather of the riff, is back with a new solo album. And he's just debuted a track as well. I think it's been out for a couple of days now. I think it came out yesterday on the day we record this. So this is going to be his first new solo album in 21 years, and his first full-length release since Black Sabbath's final album, 13, which came out in 2013. And yeah, this is a new album called From the Dark. Comes out on October 23rd, full-length release, and features... let me just have a look here. The vocalist, he is called... I can't remember. Yeah, Jorn Land, who I've never heard of before. He's contributed both lyrics and vocals, and is produced by long-time producer Mike Exeter, and mixed and mastered by Andy Sneap, who is, you know, the dude behind such stuff like the latest Judas Priest album, Testament, and Saxon, all your old bands that are sounding good. Like, he's quite good at doing that, really. I don't know if Mike Exeter did the Heaven and Hell album that came out in 2009. But I had a listen to the single earlier on, and it's pretty good. It's pretty decent. I mean, Tony Iommi, he is 78 years old, and that motherfucker can still riff. He can still riff. He's a badass. He's an absolute badass, man. It's so cool. And so here we go. So he was involved in. Yeah, he actually did the previous Tony Iommi album, and he also did Heaven and Hell. He mixed the live album, Birmingham. He did Cruelty and the Beast. And Cyndi Lauper, the Body Acoustic. Interesting. So, Those Damn Crows is one of them as well. Yeah, so like he's worked with Black Sabbath quite a bit. And yeah, much looking forward to... Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing this album. He was involved on Firepower. That was the last Judas Priest album he was on, and that was like a fucking belter of a Priest album. Redeemer of Souls, Judas Priest. I'm not too bothered about Redeemer of Souls, but yeah, he was involved in Black Sabbath 13 as well. I think Rick Rubin helped produce that as well. Yeah, but it's cool, man. It's cool that he's still doing this. You know, even after, you know, the passing of Ozzy Osbourne, he's still riffing like a motherfucker. The absolute godfather of heavy metal, as he's called. Yeah, we wouldn't be where we were. We wouldn't be where we are now if it weren't for Tony Iommi, for sure. And his new album comes out on October 23rd. There's red and black marble vinyl releases, a deluxe CD with a media book. all that sort of stuff. And yeah, cool. I'll be interested in listening to that for sure. Yeah, the dude can still riff. The new song "World Alone" is out now on all your streaming services and all that. And that Jorn Landy sounds pretty good. I believe he's from the Netherlands. He's kind of got like a Dio sound to him. I mean, you cannot replace Dio for sure, but some people have always tried to like get that similar sound. He sounds good. And featuring Becky Baldwin on bass, who has just gone up in the ranks of like heavy metal like bass player. She used to be, I think she's still in a band called Fury from Birmingham, and now she plays for Merciful Fate now, which is nuts. So yeah, and she's on this now, which is really really cool indeed. So yeah, shout out Tony Iommi for sure. That's it, I think. That's all there is to chat about. No, I haven't. The only new music I listened to was the new Avenged Sevenfold EP. There is a new EP by a band called The Long Goodbye, who are awesome like band from like the northeast, and they're doing like that whole metal, early noughties metalcore thing from Come and Strife Records. So I'm actually going to listen to that after I record this. So yeah, thanks very much, folks, for listening to the poddy today. Really appreciate it. I'll see you next week. What am I going to talk about next week? I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think there's anything. I'll see what new music there is to chat about. I'm not going to any gigs or anything. I should probably finish Pragmata by this time next week, so yeah, I'll talk about that. Hayley is having a hen do this weekend. Way, she's having a hen do this weekend, so if you see her out in Newcastle, buy her a drink, get her fucked up as much as possible, which I'm sure all the lasses are going to do anyways. So Hayley, have a good hen do. If you were listening to this on the Friday, if you're on your way to Newcastle and you're listening to my podcast, no, I don't think she is. But yeah, mint. Have a good hen do. So yeah, right. I'll see you next week for episode 110. Hell yeah! Right. Take care, folks, and yeah, have a good weekend. See you later. Bye. And yeah, like I said, if you're about on Saturday night, if you're not doing anything at all, I'll be streaming on Twitch from my PlayStation. Don't know what time, but I'll be about. I'll probably like mention it on what's it called? Discord or Instagram. I haven't used Discord in ages. I should start using Discord. Anyways, right. I'll probably see you there. And